What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol ALF for Alfi Inc. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will be a bit of an update. We've covered it in the past before, but it's been a while. The main thing to note was the last time we covered it was on this pop here, and it's since faded off, right? So this does have a history of buy the rumor, sell the news type activity. If we just scrunch up the chart, let's throw this on auto here. Try that one more time. What you'll notice is that it is a newer either IPO or merger. I'm not entirely familiar with which of the two, but regardless, pop and fade, right? Pop and fade here. Is this a pop before some sort of fade is the question that we need to be trying to answer here if we're going to be trading ALF. Now, don't get me wrong. There was a pretty positive catalyst today about some partnership, but if we just look at the daily candle, right, this upper wick here would signify that the sellers stepped in aggressively at the daily 50 SMA and pushed prices lower instead of seeing a strong close here up towards the highs. Now, that's not to say the chart's destroyed, but again, it is to just sort of put in the back of your mind that, until this really starts proving itself as, a quality stock, something that really puts in positive price movement, it's not quite there yet, right? And there's nothing saying it can't get there, but as of what we have right now, it's not quite there yet. So anyways, let's talk about levels and what we can do about this as we head into the remainder of the week. The first thing we should point out, of course, is that we did get a gap up, so there's now a gap in the chart. So let's take a look at the 30-minute to explore this a little bit further, right? If we trade underneath today's low at $7.51, then we're looking for the gap to fill down towards $7.18. And again, that's not to say that it has to happen tomorrow or the next day, but it is to say if 751 ends up being broken, when it's broken, that's what you would expect, a move lower to fill the gap to Monday's high, which was here again at $7.18. In terms of how this move unfolded in today's session, let's go ahead and take a look through the lens of the Fibonacci retracements coming in from the low up to the high to get a sense for where our 38.2 retracements are. Well, you can see the first blue line here was not held on the first pullback. The 50% was. Got a second little pop, put in a double top, of course. And on this pullback, this is where things get interesting, right? You would expect the 50% to hold as kind of the line in the sand, noting that that would be the neckline of the double top. And what did we get in the last 30 minutes of the day? A clean breakdown there and even closing underneath the 61.8. So in terms of Fibonacci retracements, just not holding up here at all, which again, no surprise from the daily candle, right, with that upper wick as structure, but just not really good sign of strength, to be quite frank, right, from the buyers here. So let's clean that up, get that off the chart, and really just talk about structure here, since the fibs aren't completely lining up and being respected. So obviously the double top is up here at today's high. That's at 868, and then the neckline of that breakdown point, I would argue, is right around here. Just going that that was more about the 50% mark of the range as well. So call that 812. Now that we're underneath it, that's going to act as resistance. So on any back tests here, expect there to be some resistance. If we can get back above, you're not taking the long here, but what you're doing is waiting patiently for some consolidation and price acceptance in this range. If that happens, then fine. Eventually, after some period of consolidation, you can take the break up and over the high point at that $8.68 mark to get into the 975, which is the top end of the sort of range we're trading in, the range being defined as this right here, right? And we can see that it was prior support, then turned resistant in recent history. Also note that this breakout here up and over that 868 would coincide with a break up and over the daily 50 SMA. So I would imagine it could put into play a sizable breakout, right? Something that could easily take us there. But until that happens, again, we're not getting involved to the long side. You need to exercise a little bit of patience here inside of ALF. To the downside, if we do continue lower, and in the post market, we're currently trading 787 by 788, so just slightly lower than where the close was here. Again, patience until we get here. When we get here, you're not taking the blind long for a pullback. So even if we print hammers, I probably would advise not to take that trade simply because, again, there's too much risk of 751 breaking and filling the gap. That would be the area where I would feel more comfortable saying, okay, could we get a gap fill reversal? So at 718, if we start printing hammers, if we start printing indecision dojis, basically anything that makes you question, right? Is this pullback ending? Can we flip long over the highs and then get back up into some of these targets? That would be the number to watch. Again, that is at $7.18. Underneath that, the bottom end of this range is at $6.70. So those are my thoughts So those are really the 2 or 3 scenarios that I would watch out for. Again, remember the first one is a recapture, consolidation, then breakout. The second scenario would be a move in here, fine, patience, waiting for something, see if it can get back up there eventually. And then the third, of course, would be that more aggressive pullback to here, looking to see if we can get a sort of pullback buy off of the gap fill reversal at 718. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, definitely let me know down below in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.